Lama, Zopa, Chenrezig, Chenrezig, Bayang, Zopa, 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 Lama, Zopa, Lama, Zopa, Japan, Bayang, Zopa, Reba, Judo, Demba, and Dava, Demba, Jevo, Zopa, Sande, Junden, Shaja, Dovala, Java, Judo, Gani, Zo, Sachen, Deva, Gomba, Tempon, and Java, Asia, Jago, the Rumbo, Soma, Gomba, Chenrezig, Sanjo, Dawa, Jemen, David, Rondo, Yala, Chama, Yala, Java, Jada, Tanji, Jembe, Sanda, then Jago, Taran, Jido, Dida, Research in English already. So to be able to meditate, I'm going to chant slowly to be able to meditate. To meditate again, even somebody meditate on this, to be able to meditate again.
Looks like there's a new print. This is in page number 8. There's old print in page number 6. So.
Therefore in emptiness there is no therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear, having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as true, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. Having thus spoken, the venerable Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of God's humans, asuras and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised as spoken by the
Raja Shiva Dam Tumba Rujim Buzon Zajang
Foundation of the good quality. My one is 22. One is 23, one is 22. No. Jala
Sanje Jurang Sanje Sanje Jurang 지대는 게 상했습니다. 지벨한테 어떤 바 자외를 남아서 정모다다 메이크는 좋아하고 이제 함재께도 나게 줘도 So, good afternoon, everybody. So, today I'm very happy to meet everybody. All my brothers, sisters, father, mother, so that, and so today we like to have some at Kandla. So they're very fortunate. So how many responsibility? So my speech liberty, because of the stroke, So, so half speech is gone. The sole object of refuge as not only Tibet, not only this world, the numberless human beings, numberless suras, asuras, the Nara beings, the helping Nara beings, sura, the Preta beings, and animal beings. The sole object of refuge of us all, and suffering sentient beings, his own Lama. And the originator of all of us sentient beings' happiness is his own Lama. The originator of all our happiness is on Lama. So that you can understand only those who have been mentioned on Lamrim, those who have been mentioned on Lamrim, or especially who receive the Tantric initiations, who started Tantra, all can understand how his honesty is the originator of us all sentient beings' happiness. That's it's very profound. Otherwise, it's not easy to, just it's to understand this under education. So you need to understand the teaching for that. So therefore, it's not just Tibet, not just Snowland Tibet, the us secret realm sentient beings from we receive peace and happiness. In particular this world. So as in that aspect now, it is so fortunate existing in this world. So Kamala's responsibility is to serve his Holiness. She came from Tibet to serve his Holiness. Really, without her, I think we would have probably a very difficult time. One who preserve not just only Tantra, no, not just only Buddha has revealed the Theravada teaching and the Paramita teaching Mahayana, and Mahayana, secret mantra Vajrayana. Not a Mahayana and Tantra, not like that. That's completely wrong. That's completely wrong. That shows that if you say like that, it shows you have not understand what Tantra is. Not without the basis of the Theravada, teaching Full Noble Truth and the Bodhicitta, the Paramita teaching Bodhicitta, emptiness. Without how you practice Tantra, impossible. Without that. Without Bodhicitta, Tantra does not bring cause for enlightenment. Without emptiness, without with the real realization of emptiness, or at least understand. Without that, I practice Tantra. No way. That's like for the bird, there's both side wings missing, they can't fly as the same. So the Tantra does not without the realization, without understanding the emptiness, Tantra does not become remedy to the samsara. Tantra practice does not become remedy to the samsara. Then it might become cause of samsara. It might become cause of samsara. Then if it's not done without renunciation even this life, the contentment, renunciation this life, Without that, then Tangtara become cause of the lower realms. Lower realms. You know, Narang Hill, hunger was, and the animals become cause of lower realms. They're born in the lower realm. So that even your practice, you have a Dzogchen or Dzogchen or you see, but you know, very high meditation or Tumo or whatever, Tumo fire or whatever. The big cost of the Lord, so like that. So without emptiness, and this emptiness, Tantra become cause of samsara. Yeah, Tantra or you're practicing become cause of samsara. In that, not the additional cause of samsara. Already we do day and nights, you know, cause of samsara. We create cause of samsara. You know, we so busy to create a cause of samsara. So busy. On top, there's another cause of samsara. Can you imagine? We try to mention Tantra in order to be born in samsara. That's very funny, you know. So anyway, so the Tantra, without understanding emptiness, practicing Tantra does not become remedy to samsara. Does not eliminate the cause of samsara, the ignorance. You know, then. It can become a cause to develop ignorance, cause of the ignorance, so that to develop the root of our suffering, the ignorance. I mean, there are different types of ignorance, but not just ignorance, not understanding karma, dharma, what is to abandon, what is to practice, not just on that, on the very root, you see. Thing with intention, ignorance, and that while there's no I, while there's no I at all, not even in name, the real I. Not even in name. Can you imagine? Not even, doesn't exist, even in name. Doesn't exist, even name. The real I. What common people use the word real I. But what is explained in philosophy, in Buddhist philosophy, the true lesson, the I, Dhammatua, true lesson, the I, Rangashinjitua, existing from its inside, existing by its nature. So though in the ordinary, they just us everyday life, language we use is real I. So, while there's no real I, even the name doesn't exist, even name at all. You look from the hands down to the toes, from the tip of the hands, or some people doesn't have hair. Some people don't have hair. from the shiny skin. But there's the like as a down the trouble, could not find at all. If you look for, can't find at all. Nowhere in the head, nowhere in the heart, inside chest, where we always point out, where somebody praises, oh me, here, somebody criticizes, oh me, here, always here. But in Japan, they found out no. They found out nose or something in Japan, right? And the eye, they found out nose, right? In Japan, not Japan, not Asia. Not Tibet, not India, not Nepal, India. They not found out. No. But that's very interesting. They found out nose. Instead here, they found out here. It's very interesting. However, even they found out, of course, it doesn't mean they feel the eye in the nose. Of course, they would. Those who feel real eye not in the toes, not inside the toes, not inside the feet, not inside belly, with the Russian doll. Not that. So of course, feeling the same. But it is important. But it's important to think why you feel it. You feel not in the belly. Above the belly, above the. I'm not talking about the heart. Not this heart, but heart here. I mean, above this, why you get the real feeling there, instead the eye in the nose, instead in the eye in the head, you feeling eye in the head, no feeling here, no feeling, in the body at all, but feeling eye in the head, but feeling in the head. Doesn't. So even they found a nose, but somebody who feel real eye, it's not in the belly, down below neck, and down below neck, and above the belly, down below neck. So the inside chest, inside the chest. Not just outside, but very inside. Yeah, so they would feel, as they would say, those who there's a real I living in this body. Even the point is nose, but due to culture, but even the point of nose when they talk. Well, yeah. So my question is that to find out why feel here, not inside the fingers, not inside the toes, not inside the ears or nose, so that trying to find out that, and then so what I was talking is that. So if you look for, can't find at all. in the head, and in the neck, in the heart, they here. You see, nowhere you can find in the stomach, belly. Nowhere you can find in the legs, in the feet and toes. So you can't find anywhere. The real I, saying I'm here, so existing from inside to outside, from inside, so that all the time we are worried of it. Something bad is going to happen to that real I. First of all, there's belief in real I, the true lesson I. Then all the reality can't find at all. As I mentioned at the beginning, doesn't exist even name at all. But the mere-level I exists in the mere name. That exists in name, in mere name. Even that exists in mere name. Mere name. But the real I do not exist. If it exists, could find. If you look for, can't find. So can't find at all on this base. This aggregates, this base you can't find at all. So when you something, when you look for money in your purse, can't find it. Can't find it. You thought you had $100, but you could not find it all inside outside. So then it doesn't. By the body mind, you could not find it. Then it doesn't exist. You don't have it. You see, only your body mind can see that it doesn't exist. So same thing. When you meditate through meditation, you can't find it. You look for, can't find it. So you realize through meditation. You see, and you realize. This is what you realize. You see, so due to great purification, the purifying the defilement of karmas, due to great purification, the negative karmas collected from past, which has been collected from past. Past lives, deadline and past lives, and then correct extensive merits, then you see, then you, in the past, you received a lot of teachings on emptiness from the Guru, or you have read so much teaching on the emptiness, you see, or you meditated much. So there's as much as there's much imprint, positive imprint in the mind, due to the Guru's blessings, due to Guru's blessings. And then, so it definitely depends on receiving blessings of the Guru, blessings of the Guru. It's like TV or watch. Everything is like airplane or motor, bicycle. Just or very complicated machine, like airplane or something, or like watch or bicycle or something very simple. Everything, you see, everything works, but depending each other. Everything works. Everything that's functioning depend each other. Then everything works, depend each other. So here now is then the realization, the emptiness. The realization, the emptiness. Emptiness, the I or mind or whatever the phenomenon is. That 100% advance on Guru, receiving blessing of the Guru through the Guru devotion. Then also they will help. Collecting extensive merits and purifying the obstacle, the defilements. While one is doing very intensive that, then as one develops also strong Guru devotion, strong develop, then through that one is blessing, then this by receiving the rain of the good blessings in one's heart, and then you see, then like the field, the heart like the field, the rain comes, then the plants, the seed that's planted, then grows. Also like that, then they see as basically the very nature of our mind is clear light, not oneness with the ignorance and attachment, not oneness with the delusion. So it's temporarily obscured, but not oneness with the delusion. So clear light, the Buddha nature, clear light. So because the emptiness of that, the mind, the ultimate nature of the mind, then very basic the reason then realization comes like that. So the way how the mind works is like that. So sorry. Good. So what's the saying? I forgot what I was talking. So yeah. Buddha has revealed the Hunan teachings, then Mahayana teaching, Mahayana teaching, the Paramedana teachings, and then the Mahayana teaching, the secret mantra, Vajrayana teachings. Buddha has taught, revealed like this. According to the different level of different capacity or different level of mind of the sentient beings. So, this I was talking before that, but I forgot it now. Because that's right. I was talking about usefulness, yes. So, so the next is the who is all the happiness of a sentient being come from Buddha Dharma. So all the temporary happiness, samsara happiness, come from good karma. So good karma is created by understanding teaching Buddha about karma. Much of it is like that, come from Buddha's teachings, and then the ultimate happiness, not the temporary happiness, happiness this life, happiness future lives, but some sort of happiness. I'm talking about that. All came from good karma, good karma. So that engage, say. By preventing negative action, harmful action, and then action which become harmful, then you prevent, and you become positive, healthy action, positive action, virtuous action. Like that, with a virtuous mind, positive mind. So like this. Such as the wealth and whatever. Having happiness, by having material possessions or things, So by having a house to live and happiness come from that, experience that. Happiness without condition, so forth, and the material conditions are came from past life, having met this life or past life, having met charity, the world, and then received human birth and higher birth, having received like this. Especially which is capacity that potential, not potential, but you see, you can learn, you can say abandon cause of the suffering, you can create the cause of happiness of that. So this human rebirth, and Deva human rebirth came from practicing morality. So so came from good karma. Like that, so motivated like this. Basically, then generally speaking, like this. Well, of course, the say, being the Christianity or other religion who create good karma, see, practice morality, charity, and of course, you see, correctly, receive a result of happiness. Yes. Now the ultimate happiness. liberation from samsara, the cessation of the suffering, the previous suffering of pain, suffering of change, all the samsara pleasures are suffering of change. And those two come from the pervasive compounding suffering. Pervasive compounding suffering. That is this aggregates. This aggregates, you see, being under the control of karma and delusion. So that's why it's the nature of suffering. That's why there is suffering. And as well as always explains. And also this aggregates is contaminated, the seed of delusions. The seed of delusions. So because of that, then seed of delusion, from that then delusion arises. It's easy. Then the delusion arises, and then the compound the suffering of karma, then the compound suffering of this life, and it compound also future life. Compound future life, the suffering, you see, compound future life. You see, future samsara, you see, it compound, so you suffer, also like that. So therefore, you see, yeah, for example, like this. As we encounter the objects, see, ugly object, the ugly object, the anger rises, and then the see, and so forth, the anger so forth rises. Then desirable object, when we meet in desirable object, the attachment rises. So if you don't watch the mind, if the mind doesn't watch the mind, well, then the problem rises. Then it's in different object, the ignorance rises. So then delusion, then karma, then you see continuously cause some samsara. Continuously cause samsara, you see. Continues to reincarnate into suffer, which you suffered numberless times from beginningless birth, then I can see doing that again, and endlessly. So that. So therefore, it is regarded very important mindfulness practice, mindfulness, and in short, continuously mind in meditation, mindfulness and continuously in meditation. So in your life, day and night. So the renunciation, in the Lama tradition, the renunciation to this life, future life, by putting together, there's just one renunciation. Then bodhicitta, the right view. So they become very very important, very important method. Very, very, very important. It's important than any medicine, any chemical, any medicine. Fill the whole sky. Using the mental medicine, you see, the renunciation bodhisattva. So because this is unbelievable, almost unbelievable, important practice. So see, so this way, then you see your actions. This way, then you see what is with the mind, the actions, they're not, you see. That do protect, not become cause of the Lord, not become cause of samsara, because done with renunciation, also the cause of ultimate happiness, not just temporal happiness, but ultimate happiness. So then, of course, bodhicitta, your actions, eating, walking, sleeping, eating, walking, sitting, sleeping, and doing job, and whatever, meditation, studying Dharma, whatever. Whatever you do, with bodhicitta motivation, with bodhicitta, everything becomes cause enlightenment. Once the mind is directed, not looking for self-happiness, but sentient, the other sentient, even just one, even just one, sentient happiness, sincerely, obtain happiness for that one something, one insect, one person, even just that one. See, so general compassion, or even to one, it becomes cause of enlightenment. It becomes cause of enlightenment. Even to one insect, even one person. So that is it. Sorry, getting longer. And so the Getsul Tembuwa and the story of Getsul Tembuwa, you can understand from that. And the Chuchen Nagwa, great yogi Nagwachabawa, he was going to the place Odi. This is the West Bengal in India, Odi, and to practice his last tantra practice called Jabala conduct. Tantra conduct, this last practice tantra conduct. So there was he was crossing the big ocean, big river. So there was one lady, people crossing. There was one lady waiting. She's so very, very, very ugly, full of leprosy disease, and passing blood came out, and past blood come out and like this. So totally more like this. So, so she asked the great yogi Naguchava. She asked great yogi Naguchava. She asked, please take me other side of the river. He asked, and she asked, but he didn't take. He didn't bother. He didn't take. He just went straight. So his disciple, and later on, his disciple Geshe came. Is a living 36 vow monk, 36 vow, not a bhikshu, not fully ordained. So he came and then she asked him again, please take me other side to the river. He said. So immediately he felt unbelievable compassion. So even though he is a monk, generally is, go and cannot touch, like that. But it's unbelievable compassion arising to her, and he completely sacrificed himself to carry the lady, to cross the river. So he completely sacrificed. He completely dedicated himself. He felt unbelievable compassion to us. So in spite of the leprosy disease was not only women, but leprosy disease can't touch, but he can't. But he got unbelievable compassion. So he grabbed her, carried her on his back. Then, at the middle of the river, he didn't finish crossing. Middle of the river, the lady became Doje Pangmo. The Doje Pangmo, the aspect, same as the Baja you can hear, if you permit more Baja you can do. So, Doje Pangmo, in the Harbor River, it was king, it transformed in Doje Pangmo. So, Doje Pangmo carried him without need to die. Doje Pangmo carried him to the Pure Land, Tabagachu, Pure Land, Tabagachu. In that life, without need to die, the same body, Doje Pangmo guided, took him in the Pure Land. So then that means he definitely become anyone who gets born in even with the same body. You see, go to Tabakachu, definitely become enlightened there. Definitely become fully enlightened there. So that's one pure land where you definitely become enlightened there. So you mentioned the commentaries, and so now Geshe Tambua, he is the deity, is the Buddha. Is the Doje Pangmo is the Buddha, the enlightened being. But due to his karmic obscuration, could not see Buddha. So just terrible as women. Like the cause full of disease, the past blood. So he felt so much compassion. He dedicated himself or service to carry her. Then without need to cross the whole river, purified his nikam by just killing her, just by killing her. You know, in the half the river, then they finish nikama, seeing that it's the ordinary being, you know, which makes to see that the ordinary being completely purified. Or come or the defiled mind or the coming obscuration, the coming obscuration. So he see now he see the deity. He is able to see. Then she brought him to the Avalokiteshvara. So then need to die. So you see, so that I can say probably, but maybe he become enlightened before his guru does Zopa. You know, before his guru Zopa, maybe I'm not sure. You just start becoming enlightened before. So because of his compassion, you see. So they is incredible to one sentient being. To one sentient being. Not just all sentient beings, one sentient being. So powerful the compassion. Oh, like that. See, met him to say, to purify the safe in the camera right away, to burn pure and like that. To be guided by the Chamo. All of the example, the many stories, many examples. So, sorry, I have to mention once more. Asanga, Asanga, Indian, those Chenrezig, his ornaments and true sublime, two sons disciples of Chenrezig, one of them Asanga, the Nagarjuna Asanga, Asanga. So, Buddhist Pandits, India Pandits, Asanga. So they meditated for 12 years to see Midya Buddha, but did not see Midya Buddha in the cave at all. 12 years, even though he meditated to see up to Midya Buddha. Midya Buddha is the future coming Buddha. So just to make the story short, so then he didn't say anything. He didn't see me there, but he didn't say anything. So he left after 12 years. Also, he had happened 3 times before. So he left, and then he came back, and in the road he saw a wounded dog. A dog full of wound, you know, lower part of the body full of wound and maggots, and filled with maggots. So he felt unbearable compassion, unbearable compassion. So, then he cut his flesh, you know, I forgot the name. Thigh. Not here, down here. Cut, and then he flat, because the maggots, you know, he thought they would die. So cut it. Then the maggots, he went to pick up the maggots by closing eye, but he could not touch. So then he opened the eye, it's Midya Buddha. It's no longer a wounded dog. It's a Midya Buddha. Then you see, so then he immediately grabbed like in the West, and he immediately grabbed, and then then they complained, liberal complained. Why didn't you earlier in the cave? So Maitripa Buddha said, I was there all the time, because you spit in the cave, and you spit it, so you spit here. Maitripa Buddha has shown Asanga's spit on his choker, on his robe. So have shown him the marks of the spit, look at here. So proved that he was there all the time, but Asanga could not didn't see. So only now, unbelievable compassion, they sacrifice himself. Then he purify so much obscuration, take obscuration, then able to meet the Buddha. Then he asked for teaching, then Maitripa Buddha took him in the Tushita Pure Land, and then 50 years, one morning there, Maitripa Buddha gave teaching, but it was 50 years for human beings. But it was one morning not there. So Maitripa Buddha gave teaching, including Abhidhamma Alankarika, also for then Asanga came down, and he wrote 5 commentaries, Sadenga, to that. So from these teachings, from now up to now, numberless beings who become Bodhisattva, become fully enlightened beings by studying these texts, these teachings. Then the Lama, the Shah, summarized in the Lamdren, length past enlightenment, that to make a set it up. The Buddha said the Hinana Theravada teachings and the Paramita teachings and the Sacramental Bhajana teaching. So for one person's gradual practice to achieve enlightenment. So made simple. So this happened after that. However, then after now, so many Bodhisattvas, so many fully enlightened beings happened by practicing these teachings, studying these teachings. So that now you're also here at Maitripa College. Most unbelievable lucky they're able to study these teachings, most unbelievable lucky, this mathematical teachings, or this Buddhist philosophy, most unbelievable lucky, So therefore, so all this come from Maitripa Buddha. Not so much mentioned in the cave, they generated great compassion by seeing the wounded dog, or just from that. Can you imagine? So many become Bodhisattva Buddhas from that. Then he gave teaching. See, what I'm saying, Asanga teaching, whatever. That. Can you imagine the benefit? That Asanga generated compassion from that. So many beings become Bodhisattva, become enlightened. Can imagine. So that, so slowly happening. Slowly it is happening. Actualizing path. Studying these teachings, actualizing path in the heart, and then achieving ultimate liberation, enlightenment. So it is happening. Those who are correctly practicing. So and then Asanga, to Mithya Buddha, to Mithya Buddha, and went in the town to show everybody come to see Mithya Buddha, but the people cannot see anything. Only one old mother saw Asanga carrying a small dog. One old mother saw Asanga was carrying a dog, but most could not see Mithya Buddha. So only old mother could see carrying a dog. That's it. So most people. He went around town, but nobody could see. And so, say Mithya Buddha, so like that. Yeah. So what I was saying before, if you general compassion to one insect, to one human being, all like this. So stronger compassion, quicker to achieve enlightenment. So the answer, the question, whether I can achieve enlightenment or not, or how quickly, you can achieve enlightenment. So all the answer is, it depends. All the answers there, it depends on your mind. So, would you practice compassion? Not. If you practice compassion, there's enlightenment. You don't practice compassion, no enlightenment, like that. So that's so that's in our everyday life. In our everyday life, like that. In our everyday life, like that. So somebody gets angry. Somebody is angry to you. Somebody has anger to you. Somebody disrespects you, somebody look at you, somebody keeps nose high in the sky, keeps nose high in the sky, and then look at you down, and then how you they treat you. Oh, if you don't practice compassion, no enlightenment. So even to the whom you call enemy, or that even to the person, if you don't practice compassion, there is no enlightenment. If you practice compassion, there is enlightenment. So anyway, so anyway, I forgot now what I was talking. So without Buddha's emptiness, there is no way to practice tantra. There is no way to practice tantra. So that. So what am I so yeah, what is it? So all these teachings revealed by our compassion Buddha, who preserve, who preserve entire teaching of the Buddha, entire teaching of Buddha, who preserve and spread, and the stainless teaching of the Buddha. That is, who does that? Is who preserve not just the hidden terrible, but Paramita teaching Sutra, the Mahayana teaching Sutra, Mahayana Tantra. Complete, all the teaching Buddha preserve, spread in this world is his own. Stainless teaching. So therefore, so due to his kindness, immeasurable kindness, then you see even Tibet was embedded this was the teaching Buddha. Now now opened monasteries a little bit, but before it was destroyed, and so but in the world, due to his own kindness, like in and then some lamas able to some girl lamas able to fled from Tibet, and then establish Buddhism. See the monasteries, souls, and then as well as nunneries. Then educate the young ones and really preserve the Buddhism from which came from India, Buddha taught, and which came from Nalanda to Tibet, and then the from those pandits, the stainless teaching Buddha, stainless teaching Buddha, or that taught, educated young ones and practice. So nowadays the young ones are holding, teaching the Buddha and spreading, and not only India, Tibet, but India, but also all of the West, and so all of the world. So like that, so like sun shining, the sun shining, so like that, so in the West, so like that, so it's by kindness for his own, like that, and including us, who has met Buddha, who has the opportunity to learn, to practice, and to change the life, holding in the Lord, you protect yourself, and you say, by good karma, so the good karma, then the higher burden, it's our ultimate happiness, liberation, that you can by mental numbering, and then also full enlightenment. So it's all this by his own kind. So therefore, now, so what Khandra does is that takes full responsibility, then coming to the West, from Tibet to India, then to take to offer service, and I don't know how this is the word, to take care and to read over service situations, to protect. That's the right word, to protect his orders, and really. So without her, I think that we'll have a lot of problems. You see the karma, then the sentence with karma, there can be a lot of problems. You see, so that his own technical aspects, aspects. His own Chenrezig Buddha, so it doesn't free from delusion karma. Free from delusion karma. What appeared the having like singing is so that's I call our karmic appearance, our sentence with karmic appearance. So therefore, that's what by making symbol, that's what she does. And, so they were extremely kind to the world, to the world and to Tibet, and to some kind to us. And so that's so I think. Sorry. Time went much. Yeah, so I think I'm supposed to give all transmission of Chenrezig, the long mantra, and this Songsten Gampo. So Songsten Gampo, the Chenrezig prayer written by Songsten Gampo. Very good, very auspicious, very wonderful prayer. So I'm going to I got that from His Holiness, that room, and the Chenrezig longest mantra from Kitty Chenrezig. And that this is not, sorry to say this, but this is very common in Chinese. Chinese old people, they recite for many hours. You know, in Malaysia, Tony Wang, he is a business person, publishes books, and this is what he does. So, in the house, not a sleeping house. This well, the way that is work office. You know? So you enter the door, then this side room is his the shrine room. So it's all Tibetan, say the style, different Buddha statues. So given to him by different lamas, especially like the four lamas from Karmapa monastery, Sikkim, the previous Karmapa. So the Situ Rinpoche is over there. Then the other side is his wife's altar. Vaishnava is Baba, Sai Baba, and Jesus and Christ and Sai Baba. You draw the same. Then the other side is her wives, his wives. So on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so he does healing. So I see inside full, and then also on the steps, outside the steps, people full, sick people, mostly sick people. So he put water, glass of water, not the glass of water, bottle of water in the front row Konyan statue, the female Chenrezig. For Chinese, the female aspect Chenrezig, called Konyan. So put just a jar of water, but there's no meditation. So they chant this longest mantra for hours. For 2 3 hours they chant on. So then he gives this water. Yesterday we had a husband who had cancer, supported by his wife and by the people. came to see him, to be healed. By doing the water, saying chanting mantra, by doing the water. Then next day, he come to the place. He come to his office without his wife, with nobody supporting. He is able to walk like this. So just by getting the water and then reciting mantra. So he 21. He was allowed to be Buddhist by his wife. How is that? How? How is that? There's an auction, lottery. So if he win the lottery, then he can become Buddhist. His wife's a very powerful one. She met him like that. So he win the lottery. He jumped. Then he was allowed to be Buddhist. So he told me the story. How many people he healed? Wow. From his house, from Colombia to Malaga, place called near Singapore, Malaga, near Singapore. Or he drove. No, there was somebody else who met Lama, my master Lama. So he drove the car. I was going to stay his house. Tony kept on telling the story. How many people he healed by reciting Chenrezig mantra from the Colombia down to Malaga. I don't think he finished. So continuously he told me. It was like that. So he asked the mantra for some lamas, Rinpoche or some Mahalamas, but this is not popular among Tibetans. This like Omani Pengho, the Namaranta, Namagan Sagat, not popular. So I think probably most unknown this mantra. But the Chinese there is this called Dharani. But they recite. There are Chinese who recite very correct in Sanskrit. There, I know somebody in Taiwan who sees Kuan and receive precision. There, so when I do Nyungne, I call her and sit there, recite this long mantra. But the most Chinese recite mantra, but not even almost maybe even one word of Sanskrit, but maybe the language is very intelligent. I'm not sure whether it's very Chinese or not. But of course, a lot of faith. Not so much correct, but so much faith. So that's what does all the healings, or the miracle. So just short. I was going to talk about the motivation, and so I think we'll take time. So, about motivation, about daily life, how attitude we should keep. That's bodhicitta. Mainly it's bodhicitta. All the time bodhicitta is much for day and night to live life with that, to do everything with that. So I think maybe just mention that. I just room of the. I just room, then we finish. So, of course, most important is the motivation, bodhicitta. I say in the most busy life, main refuge is bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Main refuge is bodhicitta. So, no matter how much your life is busy, if you have to, the bodhicitta is the main practice, how to live the life, with that. It's the happiest life. It's the happiest life. It's the most meaningful life. Most beneficial to numberless helping hungry ghosts, animals, human beings, surahs, and yourself. So it's all your family. So for everyone. So even your enemy, best. Yeah. That's the happiest life. Bodhicitta. So motivation is the most, bodhicitta, that's the most important thing. So then numberless help hungry animal, human. So all this two purpose, all the unbearable oceans or some sort of suffering and cause and bring the full enlightenment. They put once already it needs to achieve full enlightenment. They will not go to recite mantra. So like that. Then mantra you even you recite only one time, it will benefit to all the numberless helplings who are unimaginably suffering right now. Most unimaginable suffering. Animals. So last night we watched the Ujjain's house, the TV, and there's an animal program. What do you call Animal Planets. What is called the animal, the white, the black, going like this. Penguins. I show a lot of penguins, some penguins, and then penguins are eaten by penguins. They go in water, then they eat other fish. Then they're eaten by what? Who? They're eaten by this very fat sea lions. The very fat, they're eaten by sea lions. They get eaten by sea lions. Then the sea lions eaten. The sea lions also come to the ocean. All lot. Then in the season, the time. Then the sometime, the very large, huge animal, fish. I don't know what they call it. What?
Whales.
Huge, huh? Kilowatts, huge couple. Then they play with them and they kill. They eat. They also come in the wherever they come groups. And they also come in the same time. They always come to eat. So they eat the other one, Then on the also what there was animal down below, the animal on top was eating. There was some what was the animal? Down below there's some fish or whatever, eat them. And then on top, big animal, they have birds. I've forgotten. There are two types animal. One is under the ocean eating them, then one on top eating them. Wow. So anyway, sorry. So you know, by Chinese mantra. So we have been like those animals numberless times. We had those lives numberless times from beginningless rebirth. From beginningless rebirth. We have gone through this. We don't remember, but we've gone through this numberless times. Not just one time. Numberless times we went through that. We don't remember. Very sorry, I have to say, we don't remember. And we think, we think only this animal, but we think we have never gone through that, you know? We are human beings, or like you never had that experience. Completely wrong. We had numberless times. And human beings, animals, and whatever suffering they have gone through, you have gone through that numberless times. That's we don't blocked by ignorance. So anyway, so of course the main thing is the Guru devotion, then the renouncing Buddha's right root, and this pi path temple means pi path to achieve the liberation of samsara, and then the pi path temple means to achieve full enlightenment, even by practicing the sutra like that. But however, just short, and then also high tantra, no question. The tantra with 4 categories, and the tantra, jatang, tantra, ando tantra, man tantra. So then which you can. So you preparing tantra, generally you can achieve enlightenment in one life. In one life, yeah, in one life. But by practicing the highest tantra, you can achieve enlightenment in a brief lifetime or degenerate time. In a brief lifetime or degenerate time. So cookies, so like that. By actualizing the general stage, complete stage on the basis of the on the basis of what it is that I do, or the renunciation of the the Tharabadam or Hina teaching the phone out to understand thoughts. So the one example, one simple example, by with the faith to convention Buddha, by the scientific method, you can change your karma. Those karmas, those very fearful, unbelievable fearful, constant fear, or eating by birds and by other fish on top, and then some other animal examples, such as like this example. So you can change the karma, you can purify the karma by reciting this mantra. So this long mantra, if you recite it 1 time or three times, or it purifies. It purifies Tungjuye 800 million eons, 800 million eons in the karma get purified. You recite this mantra 1 time or 3 times, or like that mentioned. Or many Chinese recite like 7 times or many per hours recite that. Yeah, so this mantra has also so there's one small thinking. It has that power, to change, to stop all those negative karmas, purify. And then of course, main thing is achieve enlightenment. The Buddha, who has infinite qualities, holy body, holy soul, mind, that can do the perfect work for sentient beings, numbers, only to this man, especially the compassion for this man. And the main thing is to develop more compassion. So I want to tell you that there's some old mothers in Songsten Gampo. Where I was born, there was old mothers, but their life is renewedness and but so rare. Almost not possible to hear teachings from Lama. To hear teachings almost not possible in their life. So, but the renewedness and the so much. So therefore, what I see is no opportunity to they don't know alphabet. They can't read alphabet. My mother can't read alphabet. She hasn't learned alphabet. But she recited every day. She told me she recited 50,000 money every day. She recited 50,000 money every day. Then she was reciting mantra upstairs, by going upstairs, Kapon. Then she told me that she recited much, and she said, then by crossing the eye, do not disturb the mind, didn't she recite, but what she understood, what she heard from Lama, chapter 2, Rinpoche, or the Rinpoche Sangye, his Rinpoche Sangye, hand like this, and the mind was not distracted. She told me that much she recited. But now she said just before she died, she said she could not recite. Before she recited every day 50,000, but now I can't recite that much. She said. On the year that she was going to die in Varanasi. So then I think she was reincarnated. She passed away. She reincarnated, and the reincarnation is very clear mind. Even he, not only Japji Trishir said that she's Mama, not that, but the incarnation himself could recognize him. Even two nuns, Kapan were monastery nuns. So two nuns, Kapan nuns, two nuns helped my mother to go around the stupa for 1 month or 2 months, something. Yeah. So incarnation, when it came back, can recognize them. But other people, he feels shy or doesn't. So, and then not only that, the one Sherpa Angpurwa, one Sherpa called Angpurwa, he was in Kathmandu. He and my brother Sangje, Sangje, went to see my mother singing in Solukubu, but much later to enthrone. And so anyway, I'm not going to make father's stories next time. So the Angpurwa is a shepherd young man in the village. Time he was born, people like him very much, and he helped people. So he's a very kind person. So my mother liked him very much. So Angpurwa went up in Solukumbu from Kathmandu, and went to the house, the one hermitage, or Ganuba, as called Ganuba, and he sat down. The incarnation did not know before coming, before he was coming, he didn't know an idea. So he sat down, Emperor sat down, and the incarnation was, I think, 4 years or 3 years, I'm not sure. So then the incarnation mother served, I'm not sure, Chang or tea, I'm not sure. So the incarnation, Emperor, please have it. So he, the small boy, mentioned his name immediately. So then he grabbed my mother's English. He grabbed him. Then he all cried. He cried. Not my mother, the uncle or shepherd, because the incarnation could remember his name. So he grabbed and cried, all like that. So surprised. And then also the Laudo was on the cave, because so the animals my mother took care. So one old cow died, and the skin was spread out. One day incarnation came, could recognize which cow's skin. They felt so bad, and felt so bad. The cow died, and they were using the skin. But they probably can't remember, something like that. Or and then when he came to Laudo, the cave, when he came there, he did exactly what my mother used to do. He came in during the interment. He came in the Gomba. And he bowed down to his own throne. There's a throne carved in old times. One by a Tibetan carpenter carved the tables. So he bowed down. Then there was a place where I was sitting when I was small. So he bowed down to that. Then you go to the altar. Then you go around the wonders. The temple 7 times around. My mother used to do that all the time. So she did exactly my mother. And then also he lived scarf to the prayer bowl. Prayer bowl. This is to my mother in the past to turn. So he always embraced the prayer bowl and he give over scarf every time he comes. So there's so anyway. So, sorry. So that's, and my sister, my mother, you see, the plastic buttons, and that's in Solokumbu, you see, you can't buy that. Plastic buttons, you can buy this. It's not shop. In the past, now they shop, but not fast. You have to bring from Kathmandu or far. So, so my mother, from shirt, collected in a bottle, plastic button. And my sister then used that to make a shirt to my mother's incarnation. Put a shirt and the incarnation. These are my buttons. He said immediately, these are my buttons. He said. So anyway, I think that's it. Where 50,000 money per month. So, and I think it's a very small benefit. He's having clear mind. He can recognize so many things. It's because, like table, is a benefit. That clear mind is small benefit, small part of the table, very small part of the table. Like that, the benefit of money bring, the skies or oceans were benefit, purification, the color made, So a small part of the table, you do like this, small part like that. He's having clear mind, able to recognize human being having a clear mind. Even he, so when the Lama regard him incarnation, but he himself can remember many things, a thing like this. So I think so long of this, of this genetic motivation, yeah, what is that? To achieving that something. So to take this alternation. The tea is the tea. What? Yeah, that's I finished it again. Yeah. Namo Rana Dayaya on the if you can focus on what motivation, but if you can focus on Chenrezig, focus on Chenrezig, of course, master or general compassion to all sentient beings, or devotion to Lama Chenrezig, focus on that. So you can chant a mantra. You can chant mantra while you're focused on Chenrezig, continuously, light rays, like sunbeam, light rays send you and purified you and 60 realm sentient beings. And negative karma, negative department, collected from beginnings, but purified. And then all together receiving. Then you can do that much of the time. Then receive realization. You can do that, and at the end. So all of that. If you have a statue, if you have tanga, then yeah. If you know by heart, if you know the mantra by heart, then you can while looking at it. So. While you're looking at it, so at least to be able to focus better. So while you're looking at it, beams emitting, purify you, so you can chant the mantra, at least like that. Not distract the mind. Namarana Daya Namaya Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Tayata Aman Sababandana Sadhana Karaya Sapapa Samrutakana Karaya Sababaya Devasamana Karaya Sabaitu Abata Bhavinaya Nasha Nagaraya Sababaya Shutarana Karaya Tasaya Namasaketa Edam Arya Avalokiteshvaraya Undava Nilakanta Nama Paramaridayam Avatayachayami Sabata Sadanam Shivata Nama Sabhudanam Sabhavamaga Vishudagam Tayata Avalokiteshvaraya Aloke Adipati Aloka Aditende Ma Bodhisudaya Bodhisudaya Ma Bodhisudaya Priya Bodhisattva Yama Karunika Ma Marashidayana Aya Avalokiteshvaraya Parama Virisita Karunikaya Guru Kama Sadaya Vidyam Deya Meranga Mamangama Bhyagama Siddha Yukeshvara Dodo Abirinde Amabinde Darandara Darindeshvara Atalatala Bimala Mudaya Avalokiteshvara Jinagana Dada Muguda Alamantrida Shirara lamba ba lamba ba bi lamba ma se da 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 bala bala mahabala mala mala mahamala tala tala mahatala Krishna bana Krishna bhaksha nirga hepamata tara tara nitara shre Krishna savakete yavaveta mahabara mugati pradaneshara Narayana Balarva Bekatandara Nilakenda Mahalala Beganita Logase Raga Binashanam Raga Bisha Binashanam Desha Bisha Binashanam Mohabisha Binashanam Niyamajana, Hulu, Muzu, Ravala, Hala, Hare, Mabamanabe, Sara, Siri, Suru, Buddha, Bodha, Ottawa, Nilakanda, Bahamata, Tita, Mahasingamuga, Hatasa, Muzamuza, Mahajaja, Hasaya, Bobo Mahasada Yogeshwara Bedabana Patana Sadayam Bedayam Samaratam He Bhagavan Aloka Belokatam Tadagatanam Dahime Dajan Kamasaya Dajanan Pasademe Soa Sidaya Soa Mahasadaya Soa Siddha Yogeshwaraya Soha Nila Kandhaya Soha Para Mahamugaya Soha Mahabara Mugaya Soha Narasingha Mugaya Soha Mahanarasingha Mugaya Soha Besasataya Soha Mahabesasataya Soha Siddha Bidandaraya Soha Mahasiddha Bidandaraya Soha Bhamahasadaya Soha Mahabhamahasadaya Soha Keshana Sabhagitaya Jobavetaya Soha Mahamala Mukutandara Soha Chakra Yudandaraya Soha Shamgam Shabatani Dadana Garaya Soa Bodana Garaya Soa Bamadida Kanda Deshakana Keshana Dinaya Soha Bamatita Kanda Desha Krishna Dinaya Soha Bamata Bhagarataramani Bran Sapasanaya Soa Bama Hasta Bama Hasta Bhagartamani Rapasana Soa Lokeshwaraya Soa Mahalokeshwaraya Soa Sabasadeshwaraya Soa Rajaraja Mama Soa Kurvaraja Mujannama Soa Nama Bhagavate Aya Avalokiteshvara Buddhasadaya Mahasudaya Mahakarunikaya Siddhantu Memindra Batan Soha Namarnataya Namabha Namarnataya Namakina Sakara Parasna Payara Takata Maswatakata Sangha Sampata Maswatakata Shire Buddhasadaya Mahasudaya Mahakarunikaya Samdara Tiri Iti Valatara Pasala Kusuma Kusumare Ilimele Dalabana so Mane Pema. Maybe we can start one mala. There's other you visual Chenrezig, then beam is imagery from Chenrezig. One side or a number is happened, hunger, animal, human. purified. Or the Chenrezig Chenrezig above count for each centimeter in this, whichever you do. The purified. Money bema, 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 money bema. Money bema, 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 money bema. Money bema, 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 money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. Money bema, 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 money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. Money bema, money bema, money bema, money bema. No, money bema, money bema. Oh, then maybe all the sentiments are purified, all the departments they come. Then they all become the actual Zopa, then they all become Chenrezig. Chenrezig. Then you can do that if you have received a high standard initiation. Chenrezig initiation. Money bema. So you can recite one time or two times, three times, whatever. Then the one which is the Yungne text, the long mantra, can recite that. One can recite one mala of that. Then at least one while you're focused on Chenrezig, without distract your mind, think of Chenrezig. Not looking at Chenrezig, but think mind things not like that. Think Chenrezig, call this thing. Then then you can start Omani Pema. If you have travel with this hand, you can turn the travel, and then you with the mala with this hand turn the travel, and Omani Pema. So you can, or then also you can visualize light come upon the from the travel, and then purify to all that defilement things come across from beginning to birth and purify, and then or you can think general all the realization space bodhicitta you can think at the end, and then all the five color beams, images, and purified five delusions, and they come, and then generate five wisdom. So you can how many mala, one mala, or the 5 mala, or 10 mala, or more. So you can this situation, this is just so that you can how many mala you want to recite, you can tell from that. So with that meditation, you can do. Then after that, then from the prayer world. If you use the prayer world, you can think also from prayer world, light beams images to the six realms sentient beings and purify them. All the yourself Chenrezig also light, send light from the heart to the six realms sentient beings and purify them. And so you can do like that. This is how you can use prayer world with the center counter mantra. So yeah, I try to like this, but when I go sick in the hospital, I can't turn prayer world. So I turn the prayer world and this turn prayer world and then mala. So not at the same time. So I asked Raja or the other people to turn prayer world because I can turn with this. So I asked them to turn. So I used the mala. So I did. Maybe I told also his own Lama also. I wrote. That's the situation. So that means a disadvantage because the prayer will, if it has 100 million or money inside, if you turn just one time you turn, then you get the benefit having recited 100 million or money. And so like many years, like years of retreat. Like years of retreat is done. If you turn just one time, if you circle one time, it is incredible, most unbelievable benefit. So, like that. I say, yeah. So this is the simple idea how to. Yours purify yours and purify something, bring them to enlightenment. So now the Songsten Gampo's the Chenrezig prayer. If you say Chenrezig on to yela chena, so if you keep Chenrezig in the mind, then you'll be protected from all the fears, from all the dangers. Yeah, I got this from his son down. The wrong mantra, it is the money Gampo. You can't find it anywhere. If you want to know, it's in money Gampo, Songsten Gampo's teachings, money Gampo. So in there, this is wrong mantra is there. So this is, so Tony asked me the Lama, but he didn't reply. The others said they don't know. So he asked me. So he has some doubt. Maybe this is not sure. So I said I'll check. And so through I don't know 1-2 years. But I was in London, London Jamia Center. So Venerable Sarah gave me money Gampo text. So I turned. The mantra was there. So then I asked Geshe Tekcho. He was later he was a Sarachi abbot. Now he's expert. He was the abbot of our Nalanda monastery in France. So I asked him to translate. Asked son at the university, the Maitripa monks there, to translate into Tibetan the meaning. So he really did that. He asked his son at the Tibetan University. There are some monks expert in something, so they translated into Tibetan. So I have here translated in Tibetan, but some mantras not translated. So they say it is very secret. So I don't know whether it's secret or whether they do not. But yeah. So that's Mani Gampo. Yeah. So Mani Gampo is very precious teaching. Beginning it talks about evolution of the world and the how Buddhism happened, Buddha life story. Then it talks about Tibet. It's not only Tibet. How it is Chenrezig, Ducha means object to be subdued by Chenrezig. It talks a lot about that. So then this many pages, long pages, this many pages, benefits of Om Mani Padme, the long mantra benefits and the this benefits from the Chenrezig. This about this page, you know. This much, I think. Yeah, you know, for various diseases to heal and or to help sentient beings about to throw up fire, water, earth, the danger, rain, to make rain, to stop rain, so many things. So that. No, Namo Guru Lokeshwaraya. Tuje Sije Jidem Trishawa Gunja Tuje Soan Desa Pacho Chenrezig Tame Kuya Yazo Chimpole Due Tepen Tuje Chenrezig Mishiti Mumbe Tibana Save Tremen Tuje Chenrezig Tala Shetang Meda Bajana Shive Chigan Tuje Chenrezig Nela Taja Chuta Chutana Nilu Toba Tuje Chenrezig Nala Sinende Vetam Sana Toye Nyeba Tuje Chenrezig Yamo Tunge Nijin Sire Tana Mebe Jabo Tuje Chenrezig Chiga Teshin Jibe Tana Shendu Rango Tuje Chenrezig Shinji Ponye Reji Gorowana Kedana Jama Tuje Chenrezig Jime Batatuna Jimdana Tave Niji Tuje Chenrezig Mange Jine Tuje Jambana Tave Shindu Tuje Chenrezig Nango Leji Tunga Nyongo Zana Uji Gogo Tuje Chenrezig Mishi Jibiru Tu Ju Zana Tuso Shin Tuje Chenrezig Tato Jiwa Kumche Chue Tana Ta Lama Tuje Chenrezig Ninge Bemo Kumche Chue Tana Idamala Tuje Chenrezig China Jembachi Shung Zana Shivi Shung Tuje Chenrezig Chekama Uwe No Jie Semduna Shiji Unru Tuje Chenrezig Hana Ike Chime So Dana Jundu Tuje Chenrezig Yavadi Yudada Chenrezig Want to go to Rawati Jamun Rawati Salangova. There is different prayers. There's a different prayer, few different prayers in the Kenju, the Sadhalom mantra, a few different prayers. So what I think, I don't have the text here, Tibetan text, and didn't get to bring the Union text, so I don't have. Which is Rubu Sangti wrote this request in prayer when he was over 15. I received the loom from the but it's a very effective prayer. So during Laudo, the nuns they used to start this prayer. So there's some of the things what it tells, and it made me cry. I cried during puja because the prayer what it expresses. So yeah, but I don't know the Tibetan text. Yeah. Also, I taught to my book. Translate the different prayers, including this one I translated a long time ago. But the different prayers make a book, so that one day you read this prayer, you do this prayer, then you start Chenrezig mantra. Then next day you do the other prayer, then Chenrezig mantra. Then next day you do the other prayer, Chenrezig mantra. Then like that. So something change, you know, but very inspiring. So thinking that a long time, but so didn't happen yet. So I think that's all. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's all. Thank you very much. So I think we are. Sorry. anda che ci ne sa che va tanto va con la che va già solo non sa mai che me ne vuole sa so we should realize ourselves having received human body, but not just that perfect, most rare. Human body is most rare, but even most rare, the perfect human body, qualified every Chenrezig to practice Lama. So must recognize and say say receive this being a human being, and especially practicing brother, is almost one time. So this just by that, rejoice. Due to prayers, many prayers done in many past lives, so many prayers done, and practice morality, great good karma, particularly practice morality. And so in the past lives, put much effort and dedicated my life so much to get the human body. So therefore, so many past lives, but so much effort. So therefore, don't waste this, and don't waste this person. It's publishing about this human body. Do not waste. To meaningful, beneficial for other sentiments. So you see, the following Guru's wishes and the Guru's wishes and the advice and the wishes here then that with this aspect, giving teaching, revealing teaching to you, how to achieve enlightenment. Not only liberation from samsara, but how to achieve full enlightenment. Giving teaching, then they giving advice. That then he himself there's as you know, many years studied the monastery and finished and all that. So anyway, then he's on his Dalai Lama's, he's on his wishes, he's on his advice. And every day, those who are studying Maitripa College, and those who are not studying here, so you are studying Dharma or meditation, Lambrim, or doing prayers, or doing meditation, Lambrim, and doing prayers, doing work, job, eating, working, saving, as much as possible with the bodhicitta, to benefit others, and this to fulfill his own wishes, his own wishes, and the advice. Those who are studying here, and and then his own son, and saw approving wishes, obtaining advice, and all the day and night, all the time, whatever you're doing is to fulfill their wishes, they obtain their advice. So, so all the time think that, and then so that becomes greatest purification, purifying the negative karma or defilement collected from beginning to birth. It purifies, and then the quality extends merits, and so like this. I think guru, then also guru is on the Lama. However, not only during study, but even the other times, they doing everything as much as possible, the total benefit others and everything, but it's as much as possible. So that then they say everything, not only studying Dharma, but everything what you do become cause of enlightenment, as much as possible, all the time. And then this is the happiest life. Happiest life. All of this, and most beneficial for sentence. For every sentence, because your motivation to benefit, motivation bodhicitta. So even ants you find in a room, even you see small ants walking around, you are doing everything. What you're doing, everything for that sentence to benefit. To achieve enlightenment. Free oceans or sometimes so even you walk in the road, you see cat, dogs, or animals. You are doing everything for each sentient being that you see in the road to be free from ocean, something to achieve enlightenment. So every person you see in the road, shop, in the shop, and in the restaurant, and all that. So you're doing all these things. What you're doing all this for them to be free from oceans and suffering, and to achieve full enlightenment. So you're doing this for every sentiment. Anyone that you encounter, you meet, so besides your family. So with the bodhicitta is incredible. Bodhicitta motivations. Every single animals in the water, in the ocean, every single fish, there's those small fish, wow, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions, wow, go together, and then when the whale comes, when the fish, when the whale, then they become small like this, and then the sharks or some of the whales or the sharks, they eat, easy to eat, because they can squeeze, they become small, they eat. So what you're doing, bodhicitta is everything is benefiting every single of those fish. So fantastic. So bodhicitta is amazing. So that's all. I don't have much to say. Sorry, I don't have much to say, but all this spent long hours. So yeah, that's so if you think like that, then what the Satya Pandita said, for 1,000 eons, Godang Gang Lao Dong Mo Dong Wei Cho, the Gabo Dong Le Jing, Godang Gang Lao Dong Mo Dong Wei Cho, Lama Lam Di Ki Ji Le Du, for 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 가와동다 바로 집에서 가와동다 바로 집에서 고다 까마도 어tom에서 라면한테 기대가 돼. So 1,000 years you practice six parameters, the making change heads and the hands and legs, the other symptoms. Then the bottom is even the marriage you get from that, you dedicate for symptoms. Like that, you do for 1,000 years. But when you practice, Lama so when you follow the Guru's wishes, Guru's advice, it's 1 second. So for 1,000 years, 1,000 eons, you practice parameters. Yeah? So you may change your limbs to something. Even the marriage you gain from that, you dedicate for 1,000 eons. But here now you are following Guru's wishes and advice. When you do that, 1 second, all that marriage which has 1,000 eon, here in 1 second, it gets collected. All that much marriage, so collected here, and when you obtain Guru's advice, Guru's wishes, in 1 second it's collected. In 1 second, all that marriage, all that much marriage which has 1,000 eon, but here only obtain the Guru's advice, in 1 second it collects. That much marriage you are able to collect. So it's incredible, unbelievable, incredible. Can you imagine that? Just write down that in your book, in your diary book, in your diary of the, huh? In your diary book. So thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. So people in the world, people who are watching the my Mickey Mouse picture, scream. My heart, it was a heart, my heart chatting. To say, to live the life. The devotion go to Guru Bhattam Sangha, or the I mean both compassion. Even one is a non-believer, but compassion to the sentient beings, compassion to others, Buddhista compassion to others. One does that to live the life that has future like sun shining, future happiness. Your future, your happiness like sunshine, bigger and bigger, and the ultimate full enlightenment, liberation, full enlightenment. It has that good future. So that's the happiest life. So from that, then also wisdom will develop. So yes. So that's all. Thank you very much.